All right, guys, in this video, we're going to be testing this gun right here, which is from Tacoma Company. And a huge thanks to Jeff from J&J's Vapor Blasting, who told me about this gun. And he claims that it processes parts way faster due to the nozzle design. So it just has a different blast pattern, and it just removes or cleans or processes the parts much faster. Okay, so if you guys have some parts that you need vapor blasted and you're near the Racine, Wisconsin area, which is in between Chicago and Milwaukee, give JJ's a call. I mean, I'm sure he'll be able to set you up with some, I'm sure he'll be able to take care of you, no problem. Okay, so here's the style of gun I have been using, and this type of gun is really for dry blasting. Actually, both these guns are for dry blasting, but I found that they work in a wet application anyway. So anyway, this gun here you can find on Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, Banggood, you know, everywhere. This is a $30 gun, okay? And it works just fine. However, you know, I heard of this gun, supposedly works better, so I wanted to give it a shot. This gun is from Tacoma Company, and they have a bunch of blasting parts and accessories. They even have like a full upgrade kit for the Harbor Freight blast cabinet, because as you know, when you buy it, it is completely terrible at dry blasting. I had a bunch of modifications, and I was considering buying this gun back then, but then I just went straight to vapor blasting. And here I am again looking at their gun again. Anyway, so I want to talk about the differences between these, okay? One thing I noticed back when I was messing around with this gun is the air jet in here and the nozzle sometimes are not concentric. I don't know what it is about the Chinese. I think this is made in China, but they can't seem to drill straight holes, okay? And I work in manufacturing, engineering, and I see it all the time with us trying to save money and buying stuff from China, and it's just a freaking nightmare. So right off the bat, one thing I noticed about this gun is that the air jet and the nozzle is very precise and concentric. So that little detail is going to allow for flow much better. And then if we compare the nozzle designs, this is boron carbide, by the way, and this is ceramic. So this is going to last longer, but this part's only $15. So if it wears away, big deal. And it's got a wear indicator. This ring, I believe, once it wears away, then you need a new nozzle. But anyway, look at this guy. It is twice as long. It has a different entry. So as Mike was explaining on the phone from Tacoma Company, as this entry prevents turbulence, and then there's a tapered section here which smooths out any turbulence, and then here's a straight section. So all this, in effect, basically will give you a tighter blast pattern. Think of this as a shotgun, and this is a laser. Okay, so all this is just to get more linear and laminar flow. The body's made out of aluminum. Everything else is brass, and this is ceramic. So in a wet application, I see no issues there. One thing that you might want to be careful about if you get this gun is see how this nozzle extends and is not protected versus this one's in a plastic cap. You definitely don't want to be just throwing the gun around when you're done blasting. I mean, this one you can drop and obviously it's protected, but this one, we'll see. Might have to be careful about that. Another thing is 1/2 inch air hose. This is like 5/8 or 1/2 inch. It's slightly bigger. I think it's made for a slightly bigger siphon media hose, but I'm going to jam 1/2 inch hoses on both these. I was at 3/4, but that should be a non-issue because the nozzle is much smaller. Okay, so this gun here is set up for a 5-horse compressor. I believe it's going to consume about 16, 17 CFM at 60 PSI. I've set up this gun to consume that as well. The nozzle diameters are roughly the same. So that is what we're testing. We're testing this gun versus this gun. Same media, same pressure, same part, just a different area. And we are going to see if this is more efficient. Okay, so it's an apples to apples comparison, and we'll see if we can save a little bit of time with this gun. Okay, here's the part we're gonna do. I removed the valve cover from the CB750. I just masked off 2 areas. This will be for one gun. That'll be for the other. Looks pretty nasty, and we'll see which one blasts faster. All right, guys, so we're gonna be blasting it in this homemade vapor blaster. I have plans for this. You can build it yourself. Works awesome. I've had it for 9 months, 0 issues. I think the only thing I did is I added 2 more LED light bars because I like a lot of light. I don't know if you've seen my previous video where I put in 44 tubes in my garage, LED tubes, and it's super bright in here. So for me, light's important, especially when you're doing video work, so that's why I put some in. But other than that, it works great. People all over the world are building these, saving a ton of money. It's super cheap. It's super awesome. Oh, and one more thing. The media that I have loaded in here is a mix of coarse and fine. What I want to do is cut all the oxidation off, all the factory paint. So the finish that's going to come out of here is going to be a little duller. I'm making one pass with this media, then I'm going to swap it to the fine mesh glass bead to get that polished look, or satin peen nickel finish, or whatever Ichiban says.
Very nice satin peen finish.
But anyway, I just want you to know that we are just simply testing gun speed in a small area, and we'll see how that works. Okay, so first up we have the old gun. We'll get a little timer going and we'll see how fast this gun can do this small area. Next up, the Tacoma gun. Let's see how quickly this one will work. Alright, here's a side-by-side comparison of both guns, and clearly the yellow one is way faster. And here's a picture of both blast patterns. You'll notice with the yellow one, the Tacoma gun, is that it's just seems straighter, and the media or the water or the stream is like more densely packed. So it's just a tighter blast pattern. That's the best way I can explain it, and it just, it works. It kicks butt. Okay, so here's the part after. This side is the Tacoma gun. Okay, so the finish is a little dull, like I mentioned, but it is very clean, it is very smooth, and you can see the difference. It looks freaking amazing, brand new. Okay, let's check out the other side. Okay, and here is the original gun. Okay, so both finishes are the same. Okay, there's no difference as far as finish is concerned. It's just basically we're testing speed here, and that's all I can see the difference of. Okay, and here it is just zoomed out a little bit so you can have a closer look. All right, guys, so the old gun was 74 seconds. We'll just round that up to 80, okay, for purposes. New gun, 40 seconds. So it is nearly twice as fast at the same air consumption. That is a huge difference, okay? Also, one thing I noticed is the body of the gun is more ergonomic, and it's just because it's smaller and you can see your work better. Also, the pointy nozzle, it allows you to get into tight spots, and it seems like you can see the cleaning better. So you know when you just need to start moving the gun. With the old gun, the blast pattern was so scattered that you almost had to move it like an inch to see what how the finish looked behind it. So with this gun, it was very easy to see the finish as you move. All right, guys, so I highly recommend this gun. Give Mike at Tacoma a call and tell him Matt from HTMR sent you and what you're trying to do with the gun, and he'll set you up. I'm also going to upload like a one-page PDF to summarize all this to the plans, so you guys that bought the plans or want to buy the plans, you can have all that information, and I'll put some more stuff in there as well. Also, I bought a larger nozzle and air jet. This setup here would consume 25 CFM, okay? And honestly, obviously it would clean much faster, right? And we'll test that at a later time. But if you want to see 25 CFM in action, Jeff from J&J's Vapor Blasting has a YouTube video with him cleaning a part. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. I'll leave a link up in the upper right. Okay, as far as gun price, this gun is $124, and it's called the Blast Gun Standard Plus, and it's obviously yellow, so that's what you want to ask for when you call. And it is the number 4 nozzle that I'm running in here, number 4 setup, so just mention that. Again, tips or nozzles are $15.95, air jets are $35 roughly, and yeah, that's it. So, okay, and here's a little more information on the nozzle. I found this eBay ad, so let me just read this off. Basically, it talks about the bore length, which greatly enhances the performance. Obviously, we saw that. The convex bulge-shaped entry instead of a typical cone shape provides less turbulence, much improved linear flow of air media mix at mix point. Wear tip indicator, we talked about that. Basically, it creates a higher blasting velocity using less air pressure and therefore less air consumption. So I guess if the nozzle can accelerate the media, and that's what we're after, certain media speed to remove and process the parts. You can get that with higher pressure, higher CFM, or like we saw here with a different nozzle design. Highest grade wear-resistant ceramic available using 99.8 pure ultrafine particle alumina, as hard as sapphire. Extended tip allows for accurate aim and better reach into corners and other tight places. Long lasting with glass media or softer, our nozzles will last indefinitely. And it looks like it's available in a bunch of different sizes. So give him a call, tell him what kind of compressor you have, and he'll set you up. All right, that's it for this video. Make sure to hit that like button. and share this with your riding buddies. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified right away when new videos come out. If you'd like to support me in creating more videos, such as this one, check out my Patreon page and see if you can help me out. You can also buy me an ice cold beer or two by clicking on the link. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.